Welcome back to your nightmares, my children. This is Mr. Midnight speaking. I welcome you all to my humble abode. Today, we will be looking at two-sentence horror stories that will frighten you. But before we get into this, make sure you like and subscribe, because if you do not, I will come and haunt you. And always remember, the darkness always follows. I will now leave you with my narrator, so enjoy.
1. I decided to kill off a few characters in the book I'm writing. It would definitely spice up my autobiography a little. 2. Knowing the game would take several hours to download, I went to bed. When I woke up the next morning, I saw a pop-up window asking me to confirm the download. 3. I can hear 1 year into the future. Today, the noise stopped. 4. I told her there was no monster in her closet as I picked her up, told her she could sleep with us tonight. I figured that was the safest way of getting her out of the house without him realizing I saw him. 5. The driver wasn't very chatty, so I checked my phone. Hey, it's your Uber. I'm outside. 6. I finally got into a comfortable and warm position under my bed covers. I then had to pee. 7. I was video chatting and dropped my phone on the floor. As I picked it up, my husband's face changed. He held his hands to his lips as if saying, "Be quiet," and to my horror he wrote, "There's a man under your bed." 8. They say a shiver down your spine means that someone's walking over your future burial site. As my husband walks around outside gardening, the shivers won't stop. 9. While tidying my laboratory, I came across an unfamiliar notebook and opened the first page. Warning: the subject still thinks he is the scientist. 10. I've always wondered, what's the Skype for anyway? I asked as death escorted me to the underworld. Protection, he answered nervously. 11. After being forced to starve and live naked in the woods for years, my wife and I finally found the courage to steal some food from the man who had been torturing us. I felt my heart sink as a thundering voice shook the earth saying, "Adam, what have you done?" 12. "I've missed you so much," I whispered as she removed her clothes to take a shower. Watching her through the binoculars was painful, but at least I'd found where her new house was. 13. The people of the town said a monster lived in the woods. I frankly found it ridiculous, for I was the only one who lived in the woods, and I have seen no monster. 14. My mom says I need to take my schizophrenia medication again, because it's unhealthy for me to suddenly stop taking them. But it's the only way I can keep her around. 15. I told the genie that for my third and final wish, I wanted my family to be happy, and I started fading. 16. I had a dream I was being dragged to hell, burning and withering in agony. I woke up with a doctor standing over me saying, "Phew, we'd lost you for a few minutes." 17. The note said, "I hate you, Mum. I've run away from home forever." It took me 5 tries, but I finally got the handwriting to look just like hers. 18. "We found your daughter," the officer said as he drew an X on the mark. And then he drew another, and another, and another, and another. 19. My wife being pregnant without my involvement normally would have made me suspicious. Since we've been alone in this spaceship for a year, it made me afraid. 20. Give a man a fish and he won't notice you dumping a dead body in the lake. Teach a man to fish and he'll be alone at the scene of the crime when the police show up. 21. During dinner, she told me she knew my deep, dark secret. As she chewed her burger, I knew she was bluffing. 22. As I woke up in the middle of the night, I heard Alexa speak. "Okay, the security alarms have been disabled." 23. Finally, I'm done with my homework. I turn the page in horror as I see it's double-sided. 24. I sobbed as my daughter begged me not to pull the trigger. It gets harder and harder to kill her each time she returns. 25. As death came for him, John's life flashed before his eyes. He remembered everything: his birth, his trip home, and the blank look in his mother's eyes as she held him under the bath water. 26. I knew my wife was an alien because of her green blood. I knew she was lying when she kept screaming, "You are colorblind." 27. "Please, Mummy, let us in," they screamed outside the house. Meanwhile, inside the house, a terrified woman desperately tried to call the police, unable to comprehend why those men were wearing the faces of her dead kids as masks. 28. I forgot to grab something. I'll be right back, said Mum, as she rounded the corner, out of sight. The cashier began ringing up our groceries. 29. According to the computer's readouts, the astronaut's oxygen gave out 5 days ago. So why were they still screaming? 13. Don't panic. This is your brain. I don't have much time. It cannot decipher scrambled words. Get help. It's already inside of you. Never mind. You're fine.
Well, my children, I thank you all for listening. I hope these short stories packed a punch and scared you, because I know these were a scary bunch of short stories. And I'll see you very soon. But until then, love the darkness as it always follows.